say living life is free, I'll have to deny, 'cause every day I pay the price.
I think it is therapy, you know? Now, this video is not condoning the current topic I will be going over, but I'm just going to be speaking over my personal experiences over this certain subject because I think it needs to be talked about, and it's so significant that I would think that not speaking about it is doing a disservice in a way, even though I don't condone it. But welcome to the Complicated But Kinda Simple podcast. I'm here again with another video. But before that, like, comment, subscribe if you like the content, and excuse my voice. I am running a little sick, and yeah, not too happy about it, but not much I can do. I've been just trying to stay well. So please excuse me if I sound a little off or if I'm not quick off my feet like I usually am. Anyways, the thing I'm speaking over today is getting lit, because I don't want to say or intoxication. Now, before I start this again, I do not condone the use of any method to intoxicate yourself. I do not think that what I'm speaking over right now has any scientific fact, and therefore should be only used just as a story that you hear about. That's all it is, you know? This has nothing. I'm almost just speaking to the wind, if you could say, like, nothing, bro, like alcohol. But getting just intoxicated with those two, you know, if you're one of those people that does it every day, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't care what you say to me. You can say I'm judgmental, you could say I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, but I don't care. I don't think it's personally healthy for people to do that, because it's just affects you, and even though you don't believe it affects you that much, I don't care if you've gotten used to the feeling or if you've even become dependent on it. That's not an excuse. Like, no, sorry, that's just you're being negatively affected, and it's honestly only hindering yourself. But more so, if you don't do it often and you go party and have a good time late night, you know, on a weekend or something, or birthday, special occasions, you know, not like it's my cat's half birthday special occasion, but like, you know, genuine celebration for something. I think it's you know, getting lit, there's something about it, something about beginning the night, hopefully not day. You're really partying if you're getting lit during the day, starting at like 9. I've never really done that, but you know, people that have, not the point. But when you're getting lit throughout the night or day, like the come up, you're like, oh yeah. And I'm one of those people that when I start, I have not an issue, but it's hard for me to just judge how lit I'm gonna be with the amount that I've had. I haven't really honed that at all when it comes to alcohol. So I'll be, you know, sipping a little bit, sipping, and then I sometimes forget to pace myself a little bit, and then out of nowhere, boom, it just hits you. You go from like speaking normal and almost being just kind of impatient and angry, and you're just like, oh, like I just kind of want to be screwed up right now. Not necessarily faded, but just I wish I was feeling the liquor more. To it seems in 5 minutes of like speaking and doing things, you don't even notice it, but it just hits you, and then you're just there. Whoa, you start getting more loosed up through the night, right? So you're just drinking with your friends, more loosed up. And I think this is the point where you should have a decision of where you're going or what are you doing with the night, what's going on. Because if you're just staying at someone's crib or your house or something, you can get faded and nothing really happens because you're just with good company, and that's great. And for me personally, that's a good thing to know, because then I can drink a little more if I want to. That doesn't mean just because I am home I'm going to be getting more faded. But, you know, if I want to, I know I have that option. But if you don't know what you're going to do in the night, I would definitely focus more on like maintaining than I would, you know, still throwing the shots down. I think once you start getting loose, you should either switch from liquor to beer, slow down on the liquor, or like do one liquor and one water. You gotta switch it up. You can't just keep taking shots, because what happens is you reach the peak too fast through the night, you know? You wanna reach like the little hill, you go over that, and then there's like a really big hill that you can get over, and yeah, you can do like, I don't know, 6 shots to 8 shots and get there a lot quicker if you're really just feeling crazy. Not that I would ever advise that, or have even done that, but I'm sure you can get there with a few alcoholic beverages or smoking. But even so, at a certain point, I personally don't enjoy that. I'd rather just slowly come up more and more, and then, you know, almost maintain or like slowly increase the amount that I'm feeling. So, you know, after that point, it's weird. You went from excited during the day or the day before to, I don't want to say anxious while you're getting intoxicated, but awaiting. You're like ready for the come up. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna get more and more screwed up and stuff like that, and you're like just like excited for what's gonna go on, but you're again not anxious. You just really want to get, you know, messed up. Just not folded, but you know what I mean, intoxicated. Anyways, and then you start reaching the point where you either decide to just throw down and start really just hiking that mountain, or just slowly walking up the trails. You know, you can either climb up the side or just go up the trails. And like, personally, I'm more of a trail guy. I don't really like just getting plastered, you know, not really the move. And then you start to reach the peak. And here's what I'll say. Alcohol and marijuana are two completely different come-ups, because when you smoke cannabis, it really, you have one peak and you can't have another one. Like once you have the one peak, you have to, at least for me personally, you either have to smoke not enough to ever be worth it, in my opinion, and it's not going to feel good anyway, but an absurd amount of marijuana to have a second peak, or you have to go and rest and then come back to it. And that is just not worth it, because if I have to go rest, the night's over, and if I have to, the amount of investment I would need to have 2 peaks within the span of like 3 hours is just not worth it. But for alcohol, I've personally found it's a little different, because you start to, you know, you can have 1 peak, but I haven't tested this extensively, even me personally, but you can have 1 peak, drink, and then have another one later in the night, you know? So you can get folded, which is really dangerous, because not only is it easier to kind of know how do you maintain your buzz, but you also know at a certain, which is good in a way, because you're not just plastered if you're smart about it. But also, you can just keep getting like multiple mountains that you get to go up and down throughout the night, you know? You start drinking at 4. I mean, if you eat food, drink water, you can probably get like, I mean, let's say you're partying until what, 6 in the morning? Say do like 12 hours of just getting buzzed out. Obviously, you're not just like dancing for 6 days. That's a totally different concept. You're popping pills. You're doing something else if you're dancing for like 12 hours straight. You're at a rave, buddy. Have fun with that one. But that's not the point with alcohol. Like if you're just trying to buzz for like, you know, a few hours or many hours, half a day, I think you can do it pretty effectively, man. Like that should not and probably will not be a problem, you know? And you'll have like plenty of peaks throughout it, which is crazy. So then after this point, and you've peaked, personally, there's 2 things you can do. You can either go to your room and just knock out. Do not recommend. Personally, I always eat food, even if I don't want to, or drink water before I go to sleep. I don't just knock out after I drink. I'm definitely going to want to eat food, drink water. I'm going to want to just get something in my system, you know? I'm not one of those people that just passes out right after they get lit. That's a hard pass for me. My body kind of doesn't even let me do that. It almost like wakes me up an hour later, so I have to deal with it because I've never really had a true hangover and I never plan to. Therefore, I've always been good about drinking water through, and depending how screwed up you get through the night, you're gonna have a pretty just messed up system. Even if you go out and pass out, or you try to stay up, or you just prepare to go to sleep with a lot of water and stuff and food, doesn't matter. The next day, you're probably going to be feeling a certain way after that. And in that period, your body almost has to rejuvenate itself and repair the damage that you've done. And by doing that, you get this amazing feeling that feels almost better than from when you were drinking, because that feeling of just having a clear mind, you know, maybe a day later or 12 hours later, you walk through the night and you just, you know, this is assuming you're not just waking up drinking or going and partying again. Just being able to have a clear mind and not have anything in your system, I'm telling you, that hits different. I mean, it is heavenly. And then you sit there and go like, wow, I really just, I just feel completely different now. It's great. I feel like my head was, you know, stuffy and full, and it was just, had too much going on, and then I just forgot about all the stuff going on without forgetting. It's great. It's a great feeling. And it's interesting because it's almost like the best meditation you could ever do at some points. Now again, this isn't for like a daily thing, because I don't think that's possible when you're used to it, or partying on the regular. I don't think that's how it works. But every once in a while, if you do this, not you, but me specifically, when I do this, that happens, you know? And it's just interesting because that, I'm telling you, that feeling of just stopping the partying and then rejuvenating after and feeling rested feels amazing. But anyways, that is going to be the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the content, because I really like making it for y'all and for myself. So yeah, I'm going to catch you on the next one. Thank you again, and cheers.